Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapring Chronicles, and we're back at you with another Craftsman project. Okay, this is another Craftsman Ratchet. It's the 3/8 drive. It's the tri-wing. This is another one I found at a garage sale, and I paid $1 for this Ratchet. And I know a lot of you out there are gonna say, dude, you paid like 99 cents too much for that. Yeah, I probably did. It's in pretty bad shape. Let's take a quicker look here. Yeah, it looks like it's been sitting outside for like 10 years. A lot of rust and pitting on this one. And it says the numbers are 943796. And this one surprisingly still ratchets. It's a little tight, but it's still ratcheting. Still switching. But with a heavy back drag. Let's open this one up and see what's waiting for us inside. I can probably tell you it's not gonna be looking good inside either. Okay, it has this very dirty snap ring. Coil ring. Yeah, it's a very dirty coil ring. And I push out on the mechanism. And let's take a look at the teeth first. Okay, the teeth actually don't look all that bad. They're dirty, but they seem to be in decent shape. See if we get a close up there. There's just a lot of old dirt and grease in there, but I think that might clean up pretty good. These were Craftsman's ratchets that I guess were their test balloon, where they wanted to start making them in Taiwan. I think these were contracted through Stanley tools, because they're like identical to a lot of Stanley ratchets from that period. And here's the mechanism. Actually, the teeth look pretty decent. They look pretty sharp. Some rust here, or grease, but actually not too bad inside. Just a lot of dirt and grime, but the teeth look actually decent. And yeah, this is, I think I mentioned, this is the tri-wing model, and these were made by Stanley. And Stanley around this period was I think kind of getting into trouble, maybe. I think possibly because they were making ratchets in Asia, Taiwan, but they were still marking them USA. So I think maybe Craftsman got caught up in that a little bit when they tried to market these in the US in the 80s, and I think still a lot of people were like not ready for that until like 2011, I think, when they made the leap and they stopped making ratchets and tools in the USA, and they moved all production to Asia. But in the 80s, I think people were still not ready for and made in Taiwan Craftsman, so these kind of faded. But what I plan to do is I'm gonna take this and clean it up a little bit, and I'm gonna drop it in the evaporust, and I'll see what happens. We'll take it from there. Okay, I'll be back. Hey guys, so we're back. I took it apart and I did a little bit of light brushing with a wire. wire brush, a brass brush, onto the shaft of the ratchet, just to get that deep brown loose rust off. It looks a little bit better, I guess. You can see the Craftsman there better, but still has a lot of pitting on it. So, and I took the mechanism apart, and actually it doesn't look too bad. I think I'm not gonna dunk this in the Evapo-Rust. I'm just gonna maybe hit it with a little wire brush and clean it up. Like I said before, this ratchet doesn't look like it got much use. This pawl looks pretty new. Doesn't look, the teeth don't look like they've done much work. They look pretty sharp, and the inside here, the teeth look pretty sharp also. So I think this ratchet didn't see much work, and it just saw a lot of moisture. And here's the switch. It's a little bit of pitting on it, but word of caution: when you dunk something like this that's been coated black like this in Evapo-Rust, it will probably take off the black. So if you want to avoid having a silver switch, if you intend one to be black, I wouldn't dunk it in the Evapo-Rust. And here's the pin for the pawl. Again, doesn't look bad. It looks pretty new. And the plunger doesn't look like it's been abused. It's hollow on the bottom. If you want a video on how to take these apart, it's pretty simple. I got a video, and I'll put it in the description. Okay, what I did is I cut out a gallon, a water gallon that I had laying around. I cut it in half, and I made a little boat for the Evapo-Rust. I really like this Evapo-Rust. It works pretty good. It's a little bit pricey, but it's decent. What I like about it is it's not like I was using vinegar before sometimes. Like if things were really heavy rusty, I would use vinegar. But vinegar is an acid, it's a weak acid, and I noticed it started to cut into certain metals. Like I remember I dunked a what do you call it? A teardrop, or what was that? A Craftsman teardrop ratchet? No, it was a quick release ratchet. I had an old Craftsman, like a 15-inch handle quick release, half-inch drive, and it was pretty rusty. And I dunked it in vinegar, and I noticed that the pawl on the ratchet, on that Craftsman, was starting to kind of like fade away, or like it was the vinegar or the acid was starting to cut away into and damage the pawl of that ratchet. And I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. So that's just a word of caution for vinegar and other acid-based and anti-rust liquids you want to use. But Evapo-Rust doesn't do that. It doesn't etch the metals, so it's pricey, but I guess it's worth it. Okay, so we're gonna take just the handle, and we're gonna dunk that in the Evapo-Rust here, and we're gonna leave that for probably 24 hours. And as you can see, my Evapo-Rust is getting dark. I'm gonna probably have to buy some new one, a new batch soon. I've used it a few times. I don't know how many times you can use it. I know you can use it. It says on the bottle you can reuse it, but I'm not sure what the exact, how many intervals you can use it for, but I don't know, I'm probably on my 5th or 6th interval, and it depends on the stuff you dunk in there. If it's really rusty and you're dunking like a whole batch, you know, it's gonna wear out the liquid more. But okay, so we'll let this sit for 24 hours, and then we'll come back and see what we have. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, now, so it's been 24 hours or thereabout. We still have the ratchet and the evaporust. Let me just grab it and take it out and see how we did with the evaporust. Dry it off a little bit. Okay. Looks like it did a little bit of a difference. There's still like heavy pitting here, and pretty much down the whole shaft of the ratchet, but looks better than what it did when I first got it. Let me cut away, and I'm gonna brush this down a little bit in the sink and see how much of this stuff comes off. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, here it is, back all assembled again. When I took it out of the evaporust, I took it over to the sink with a little LA's Totally Awesome general purpose cleaner and just a wire brush, and I started brushing off the handle there. I'm not sure if the evaporust is getting old. It seemed like it took a little bit more work than usual to get the rust off this ratchet. Yeah, evaporust, you can use it for a while, but eventually it's gonna start to fade. The power of the anti-rust, whatever they're using it starts to fade after a while, after several uses. Well, here's a close-up of the handle. You see a lot of pitting still. A lot of pitting. It's not going to be a looker. But this is I guess you can use it as a kick around spare ratchet or whatever, or like somebody said in the comments, you can put this in the community tools and not be too mad if it doesn't turn up again. But these were made in Taiwan, like I said, but these were decent quality for Taiwan. The outside was trashed, but the inside was pretty pristine on this one. I don't think this one got much use. So one thing on the bright side, all this pitting makes it really grippy, so I can get a good grip on this, whereas if this was just chrome, it'd just be slipping. But now it's very grippy, so that's just a little bit of an upside for that. But yeah, I know I could probably smooth this all down with a bench grinder or something like that. I'm not into that. I'm not into grinding really tools and doing like really in-depth tool refurbishing and resurrecting. You know, I kind of like tools, like if I get a tool that's pretty rusted, I like to take the rust off and then just leave it at that. It's like the patina and the old tool look has like a charm for me, and I think you know, I prefer that than to just strip this all down bare, take off all the leathering and make it like glass again. No, I think it has all these tools when they get old and rusted and pitted. They have a character of their own. So I'll just leave this one at that. Okay, guys. Until next time. Take care.